Good morning, everyone. Another multiple stabbing in Calgary, this time in the southeast community of Pembroke. 2 women are dead, another in hospital. The stabbings happening at this home in the 6400 block of Pembroke Drive Southeast. This is a live shot of the crime scene. You can see the police tape waving in the wind there, keeping people back. A relatively large scene here for the forensics unit to examine. Not a lot of details on exactly what happened, but here's what we do know. Police were called to this home along Pembroke Drive Southeast at around 6:30 last night. Officers discovering one woman in her 30s dead in front of the home, a second woman also in her 30s dying in hospital. A third woman is injured in hospital recovering non-life-threatening injuries. Police have a man in custody, and they say they are not looking for any other suspects. News of the double murder in this neighborhood is shocking to neighbors.
This is a pretty friendly neighborhood. We all look after each other. We're pretty family oriented, but this is way too close to home.
Police will be updating the situation at some point today. Officers are already saying the double murder is not a random act of violence. Investigators will also be back on the scene of a blaze this morning in the Glenbrook Plaza area, city southwest. This fire breaking out at around 8 o'clock last night in the plaza. It's located, by the way, close to the Canadian Tire location at Sarcee Trail and Richmond Road. As crews arrive here, they say they could see flames and thick smoke, fire spreading quickly to an awning which runs the length of the building. It took 42 firefighters about an hour to get the blaze under control, containing the fire to just the outside of the strip mall. A search for a cause is currently underway. How much are property taxes going up? That's on the agenda at City Hall today. Administration is recommending a 5.2% tax increase. And after public consultations, Calgarians coming up with the same number. What the mayor and councillors will discuss today is whether that 5.2 figure will stay or if it should be higher or lower. Council will also debate what the potential increase will look like over the next 4 years. Public consultations showing Calgarians were okay with paying higher taxes in order to support projects and to improve transit and infrastructure. Speaking of transit, as Calgary Transit continues to garner feedback from riders about how to generate more revenue, at least one councillor is hoping to see fares now based on distance traveled. Councillor Andre Chabot supports a destination-based fare system. He says it would cost less for people traveling shorter distances, more for people going a lot farther. Chabot admits the idea won't work until the city's smart card system is in place, but he believes it would encourage more ridership, not less. Chabot says the smart card system, which could be in place by the beginning of next year, could allow riders to essentially swipe before and after their transit ride and charged accordingly.
When I say destination-based, I mean how far are you traveling, and then billing accordingly. If we'll have to establish a baseline of what would constitute a regular fare, and then anything that's shorter than that, we would charge less. Anything that's longer than that, we could charge incrementally more for it.
Calgary Transit is floating the idea of expanding services. It's hoping to increase revenues, which means fares might go up. We just don't know for which users just yet. In business news, another recall at General Motors. This time, 52,000 SUVs are involved in this recall. The problem is with the fuel gauge on the vehicles. The recall affects 2014 Buick Enclaves, Chevy Traverses, and GMC Acadias. General Motors says a software glitch in the gauge could cause almost empty fuel tanks to show there is actually still a quarter of a tank left. A big deal. You can break down on Deerfoot Trail. Anyone with those vehicle models should take them back to a GM dealership to have the fuel gauges checked out.